Welcome to this short instructional video for keeping food diaries in the OMNIPLaNT study. Before we get started, it's important to remind you to eat your normal diet throughout. Do not change anything and definitely do not try to be extra healthy. Remember, there is no judgment, as we simply want a snapshot of your habitual diet. If you have any questions after watching this video, feel free to get in touch at our study email address omniplantresearch@swansea.ac.uk or the study phone number 07306 148 038. In order to keep your diaries, we will provide you with a paper copy 3-day food diary and a set of weighing scales as shown on screen, and we'd like you to weigh all foods and drinks consumed over 2 weekdays and 1 weekend day. The diaries contain a list of instructions and an example day of recording for you to familiarise yourself with at the start, and when you are ready, turn to the first diary page and circle the day of the week you are going to record. When weighing food, turn the scales on and place your plate on top, using the plastic trays to increase the surface area if required, and press the T button to tear the weight back to 0.0 grams. Then place your food item after it has been cooked onto the plate and note the weight. In the diary, record as much information as you can, including brand names and the supermarket you purchased it from, if possible, as well as any cooking or preparation methods. If you have multiple food items, tear the weight back to 0.0 grams before adding each item to the plate and record all relevant information in the food diary. In cases where you have any leftovers, scrape them onto a second plate on the scales and record the weight along with an estimated percentage of each food item remaining, for example 95% potato and 5% baked beans. When making hot drinks, place the mug on the scales and tear the weight back to 0.0 grams before adding your first component. Then, tear the weight between adding each component of the drink and record the new weight each time in the diary. We understand that there may be times when you don't have time to weigh out a hot drink, so if this is not possible, then we recommend using household measures such as a teaspoon or half a cup in the quantity section of the diary, but please try to be as thorough as possible with the rest of the information. For any ready meals, please scrape the contents out onto a plate and record the exact weight, rather than simply recording the weight on the packaging. When making large recipes, it can be difficult to weigh ingredients after they've been cooked, so please weigh each ingredient separately before they're cooked or added to the recipe. List each ingredient in the recipe sheets at the back of the booklet, and make sure you include any preparation and cooking methods alongside them. Remember to include any oil used for frying, as well as any stock, herbs, spices, salt or pepper in the recipe sheets. Then, once you've recorded all the information, provide a recipe name at the top of the sheet and weigh the final cooked portion that you put on your plate. You can then refer to this recipe name in the actual food diary, with the weight from the scales and information for any other food items in the meal. For example, for our bolognese recipe made on screen, we've recorded the weight of the cooked pasta and then the weight of the cooked portion of recipe 1, bolognese sauce. If you eat out at a restaurant, please take a picture of the menu and your meal when it arrives. In the food diary, record the name of the establishment and the name of your meal as it appears on the menu, and then take a picture of any leftovers at the end. For any vitamins or supplements that you use, please record the supplement, brand name, and the supermarket or website that you bought it from, as well as the dosage and frequency of consumption. For shakes, weigh the water and the exact amount of powder you use by placing the scooper on the scales, tearing the weight to 0.0 grams, and then placing the full scoop back on the scales before adding to the water. And finally, to clean the scales between uses, please wipe them down with a damp cloth and dry off with a towel or kitchen roll. And when you finish your 3 days, please repeat the cleaning process and place them back in the box with the plastic trays ready for return to the research team. So, the key points to take away are that we want you to weigh all food and drink items over 2 weekdays and 1 weekend day. Weigh all food after it's been cooked and weigh any leftovers you have after your meal. Please record as much information as you can, including brand names, the supermarket you purchased the food or drink item from, and any cooking or preparation methods. For large recipes, weigh each ingredient raw prior to adding to the recipe and weigh the final cooked portion you put on your plate. And record any supplements or vitamins that you use, including information such as brand name, place of purchase, dosage, and frequency of consumption. So, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully you're now fully informed and ready to record your food diary. Please remember, do not try to be extra healthy, and don't worry if you make a mistake along the way. Just make a note of it and we can sort it during your next visit to the labs. If you still have any questions, having watched the video, get in touch with us at omniplantresearch@swansea.ac.uk or at our phone number 07306 148 038.